Hi, this is Katie from Lipstick Bites. I'm sorry about the poor lighting. It's kind of late, at least late for me. But I kind of wanted to start doing, I'm not a makeup artist, just so you guys know. I am just someone who loves makeup and who wants to share my opinions about it. So as far as the direction of this channel, it's not intended to ever be like a tutorial or get ready with me or, how I put on makeup. But I do want to share with you guys my experiences other than just lipsticks. So I wanted to do, I guess in my head I have been calling it the makeup wear down all day. And so I just kind of wanted to recap what I have on my face and how it wore and kind of show you guys like some of the grossness that's on my face after wearing this makeup for 12 hours. So the very, okay, so first let me just kind of, let's walk through it. There's a lot. I'm going to pull it vlog style, but you can see, there is like no makeup where my glasses rest. I mean, pretty much for most of the day, like my nose has been a cake fest. It's pretty much every fine line I have today has been a cake fest. I don't have many visible pimples right now, but I did have this one right here, and I had some other like hyperpigmentation, and I mean, the foundation that I wore, which we'll go through in a second, I mean, it's it's gone. My eye makeup's pretty okay. I don't know if it was my mascara or if it was my eyeliner that what's the word, like melted or leaked on me. My brows, my highlighter, my bronzer, my blush, I feel like all that stuff kept up, but really the foundation, kind of, like the concealer, it's just super cakey on some areas. My lipstick's been gone for most of the day. But yeah, so we're looking, you can totally see the cakiness and the grossness just around my whole mouth. I mean, some of these are bumps, but like other ones aren't. They're just textured, just like little hairs and texture. And this foundation that I was wearing, sorry, just give it a second to focus. So gross. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna zoom you guys in just a little bit, actually, I think. Okay, yeah. So the first thing I put on my face was the Becca Skin Love primer. I'm gonna see if it will focus. I have a light on. I think it's just not gonna. Oh no, we need it. Yeah, I apologize, but I showed it in my haul. I didn't like this. It didn't blur. It didn't. Yeah, I can't determine what, if anything, this did. Yeah, I mean, I want to try it with maybe some other foundations because I don't really know if it's the primer or the foundation, but, just first impression, but, this isn't like telling you what to do or anything, but I didn't really care for this. So the foundation I have is the Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation. Yeah, this just wore so horrible. It looked, like, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but sometimes, like, you'll put on a foundation and, like, it doesn't look good at first, and then maybe like once you apply your setting spray and everything, it will look fantastic. No, honey, this was the opposite. This looked great at first. I was dewy. I only put some minimal powder just under my eyes, and it's a powder that I've used before, and so it's a Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. It's not the best powder, but I've definitely used it before many times and never had a cakiness like I had. And I mean, it just literally, the foundation just came off. I mean, it's just off. Definitely you can see on my nose where it was off. And so I don't know what it was. Like I said, I'm willing to give this and the primer another try, not with each other. But I just didn't care for this. The next thing I used was the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I actually liked this under my eyes. until I started to get that foundation thing. So again, I don't know. I've used this before and it worked just fine. So I don't know. It wasn't super cakey under my under eyes, mainly just on my nose right here. And I didn't really put too much of this on my nose. You know, I put it more like in this area. And I had also put this like on my chin and other places that it just, I don't know. So yeah, that combo was not the ticket. I also do want to say that it was like 80 degrees today, so I might have just been a sweaty gal. Who knows? So what I have on my eyes, which actually minus the smudging we have, my eyes kept up throughout the day. I do have a couple issues with this look. Remember, I'm not a makeup artist, so this is not going to be, you know, the best look, but I use the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions palette. So my only issue with this and the glitter that I used, which is a Stila, I'm having some issues with this black shadow breaking right now, but these browns right here are cool toned browns. And so I used this beige as a transition color right here. I'm sorry, like I said, I'm trying not to tilt it, which I regret. I just don't think it blended well. And then because I thought it was going to be like a warm tone look, I got a warm tone gold versus like a champagne-y, more cooler toned gold. And it just, the cool of the brown just isn't my favorite. That being said, they worked well. So the eyeshadow is perfectly fine and the color is perfectly fine. Let's just chalk this up to my naivete. So the I used the 24/7 Glide On eyeliner pencil. So I don't know if this is what leaked. A couple times it has, you know, especially when I'm really sweaty. So it might have been this, or if it was my Lash Paradise that bled or leaked on me. I'm not sure. Like I said, it was 80 degrees. So it might have just been that I was fighting a losing battle. You know, it could have just been that. On my eyebrows, which this is a combination that I use quite frequently. I know it's gonna sound crazy because you're like, you're a brunette, but I do use I have like randomly darker eyebrows and they're cool tone. I have cool tone hair. So I like to use the Ash Brown Duo, and then I use this is just the tinted brow gel these are both from Anastasia, the tinted brow gel in Granite. These tinted brow gels, they kind of have almost like a reflect in it to kind of like, so adding the powder in and then kind of almost making the eyebrow matte, and then adding this back in makes it look like actual hair, not like I just colored it in, basically. Because that's one of the things, like, just my personal preference. I don't like pomades and stuff because I hate when someone's eyebrow just looks like when there's no definition of brow strokes and you can just see the outline. I know some people totally have to build eyebrows because you have none. That's fine. I have a ton. So like, imagine if I tried to make it look like a huge block. It just doesn't work. My eyebrows they're loud and they're here to stay, and I'm totes cool with that. Another product I forgot that I used, which again, I'm on the fence about. I don't know if it was because of the other 3 products, but it was the Becca Under Eye Corrector. I liked it at first. When I first put it on, it did neutralize the color, and then it still looks like it's neutralized. I feel like this side's getting a little dark again, but it could just be because it's been like 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever. I think it's literally 10 p.m. and I put the makeup on, gosh, at like 10 a.m. this morning. So I mean, it's genuinely been a good 12 hours. So as with pretty much everything that I've said today, I'm gonna plan on using again, so nothing was horrible, but I'm just giving you the rundown. The next is actually a favorite, an oldie but goodie of mine. It's the Kevyn Aucoin. This is their sculpting powder, in medium. I love it because I'm so warm tone and I pull very warm that I like to have a very ashy contour powder. I know the trend has been to get away from ashy contour powders, but I'm like, give me the ash, because I just feel like I pull red so much out of things that it's just sometimes it doesn't work out. The next thing I have is the Tantastic bronzer from Marc Jacobs. I think at this point in the day, like, you can't even tell that I had any bronzer on. This is mostly blush in my contour. This you have to build up. I have used this before with different foundation, and I don't know if it's just the color of that foundation, but I just felt like I had applied this on numerous times. But I was literally watching a different makeup video earlier today where someone specifically said that they liked this powder because it's something that isn't super pigmented and you can build it up. So I'm gonna keep playing with it. I have actually, I think, another color from them called Tantric, which is deeper, and so I'm gonna maybe try that one. And then I know that they just came out with an even deeper one in their new summer collection, which I probably won't get just because if it's deeper, you know, I don't necessarily need something deeper, but if this would show up the color it was supposed to show up, you know what I mean, it would be totes fine. The other thing that I used on my face was my Oprah, Jesus, I am exhausted. My Ofra Rodeo Drive highlighter. I liked this. This was perfect. I used it on my inner corner, which is still, it's gross because of the whatever spilled but melted, but you know, that worked fine. It's still on here. This was great. It did pick up a little bit of texture, but honestly, I have textured skin, so like it's never gonna, you know, I'm not ever gonna put it on and expect it to look flawless. For my blush, I used the shade B in the Juvia's Place the Saharan Blush Volume 2. Yeah, I just blocked my face so I could read it. It's this purple one down here. Y'all know how I love my purple blushes. I think it looked great. I mean, this blush is still kicking. The one thing I will say is that she's pigmented. Why it looks so dark is because I, on this side, accidentally just went whoosh, and I can't, I mean, this is an actual depression right here. This isn't contour or anything like that. It's just I have high cheekbones, so despite me being a little overweight, I just naturally have that curve there, which is why I do wear my blush more right here versus on the apple of my cheek, because I naturally have that definition. That's just how I like it. We can do what we want to do. No, you know, we don't yuck other people's yums on this channel, but yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm interested in using some of the other shades. I do know this one's definitely like an orangey shade, which I doubt I will get much use out of, but all these other ones I can see, like these two are more like blush lighters, and then these ones are the two blushes, and just so far this palette just performs beautifully. And these were like on sale recently for super cheap. I mean, to get 6 of these blushes, I think it was $12, and like I've had no issues with Juvia's Place. I know that they're kind of like a cult favorite as well, but I've been totally digging this. And then I think on my lip, the last couple things I have was my lip combination, which is completely gone. I've eaten quite a few times. I have my tacos sitting right here, so as soon as I hang up, I told you guys, as soon as we go away, work that. I have the Too Faced peach, I forget what these ones were called, but the Too Faced peach, I think, perfecting lipsticks or something, in Sunday Fun Day. It's a nice it's just a nice matte. I like to use this as a base for my glosses because for me it's just the perfect kind of like neutral matte nude shade for me. And then I use the Fenty Beauty Fussy. In Fussy, I actually thought I grabbed the Fenty Glow or whatever it was called, the other one, not the diamond one, but the original one. And I didn't. I grabbed this one. So my lips were a little pink when nothing else on my body was pink, but that was okay. And I ended it with my Urban Decay All-Nighter Spray, which is another reason that I think it's just that combination, because that came off so quick, and I purposely spray here because I wear glasses. All right, so overall thoughts, this was not my best makeup day. I definitely looked haggard by like 2 p.m. like, and I did have a stressful day. Like, there was an ordeal as a person is to have at the Cheesecake Factory at 2 p.m. on a Saturday. No, but I was just in a large party, and there was just some miscommunication at the Cheesecake Factory, and we were waiting in the heat for a couple hours, which is fine. You know, we were a large party, it's understandable, but it just was very taxing, and it was very hot, and I was dripping, to say the least. Well, that's it. Oh, I did just want to quickly, I'm sorry because this is getting to be so long, but I do want to go over the brushes that I used today. And so very quickly, on my eyes, I used the Anastasia Brow in 14. This is like one of their very popular ones. You can also use this one with Dip Brow, which I occasionally do when I am going for a more defined brow. I have the Mary Kay Eye Crease brush. This I used as my big blending brush, so when I was doing my neutral shade. This is my Luxie brush in 249. It's a double-ended one. I use this for my small blending, and then I used this to pack on my color, which it had a little black because I was going to add some black to deepen it up, and that's when I broke it, the black. And so that was that. And then the glitter I just applied straight on, which I know some people like to put on a brush, but I'm risky, I guess. I used a beauty blender for my face, for all those products that were on my face. This is the Carnival collection from BH Cosmetics. It's the number 3. It's the angled brush, which aka blush brush. I pretty much always consistently use this brush. It's my favorite. The same with this from the BH Cosmetics Carnival collection. It's a number 4. I don't know what this brush is called. It's just like the little dome. I think they call it a tulip brush. Anyways, this is what I like to use for my highlighter because I like it thick. What can I say? I used 2 brushes for my face because I just wanted to try this one out today, but this is also like my oldie but goodie. So one I used for my this is the one I used for my contour, and this is the one that I used for my bronzer, and that was it. That was all I used besides just my trusty old beauty blender. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in. And please let me know if you have any questions about any of these products. And while I probably won't try all of these together again, I am probably going to be trying them soon. So thanks. Bye.